Ooh, welcome back, my fellow duplicants, to Oxygen Not Included. So I am expanding my automated storage system here. So we've got all of the gas going on up here. That's working out pretty good. And I will be using a lot of that for like liquid, oxygen, and fun stuff like that. So I can kind of, bring it into one spot, convert it, ship it back out, all that good stuff. But one of the things that I need to do down here is do the same thing for liquid. So down here, we already have this. I'm gonna go ahead and stack in a few more liquids on top of it. Let's see how many options we have. Ooh, that's quite a bit. Well, technically we have 8 different ones, but I'm not so sure nuclear waste is gonna stay inside of there. Maybe uranium will stay in, but nuclear waste tends to decay and fall out. But I don't know, we'll see. Oh yeah, let's do it. Oh yeah. So each one of these stores 27 tons of liquid. You know what? I think the gas stores more, doesn't it? No, wait. That's only 11 tons. So the main goal of this one here is to fill this up the best I can. So the main sort of idea here is to actually just store up this stuff, make sure I get it into a pipe. And then I'll come up here for processing. So this is where I can convert one into another sort of thing. Although it is way down here, so I don't know. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, just a small build. No problem. So again, the idea for this one here is to pipe whatever sort of liquid I want into here and have it stored and filtered out so that I can get, exactly what I want right out of these pipes. I do have 8 outputs, but again, like I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to do like nuclear waste. Unless they've patched that, which I'm not so sure that they have. Because one weird thing that was happening with the nuclear waste is that it was dropping out every now and then. That was kind of causing issues. Although I still seem to have nuclear waste in the pipe, so maybe that got fixed. Oh yeah, that's a lot of pipes right there. Jeez. Now the thing is, I know that there's going to be even more. Because I'm going to have things like liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen. Although those, I'm not so sure I'm going to be able to put those down here. Those might actually have to be up in space so that they don't heat up or cool down. You get the idea. Same sort of method. Probably build that somewhere up here. Alright, so one of the things that I want to plug in is this right down here. So that would be for the oil reservoir. Ooh, but one thing I want to be careful of is the little spore child things. That would not be good to get mixed up with. Which means I'm bringing in the liquid right here, which is probably not the best spot for it. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do over here, because I have oil refineries that I'm going to run, and a couple of fertilizer synthesizers. So those will actually give off natural gas. So that won't be much of an issue. I already have this gas pump right here. Probably the only thing I have to worry about here is temperature, really. These things will give off some heat. So maybe the liquid that I'm bringing into them kind of needs to pull heat out of the room first. I'm working on the liquid system right over here, so that's just going to be these 3 pipes, which I'll connect over here and kind of just make all that plug together. Alright, so just to give you an idea of everything that I've queued up here, all of this, bunch of pipe over there, bunch more, all of it. These dupes are going to be busy for a little while. Alright, how do I get around this one? I need to get this to the input. So I deconstructed that. Which means if I flip it, the pipe should allow me to go... Which means I can go like that. Oh, that's the wrong liquid. Oh no! No! Deconstruct it! Oh well, these are gonna get damaged. Yeah, so that's what happens. Ah! Come on now! Alright, there we go. Cleaned up. What is up with this water? What? Clay, what have I done to your game? Never seen anything like this. Oh no! I've somehow ran out of dirt, believe it or not. I've had to go around and reactivate all of the compost piles, but right now my dupes, they're peeing everywhere. Don't do it, dupes! Don't do it! Don't pee everywhere! Let's see here, I have a decent amount of polluted dirt though. 80 tons of it. But I'm a little bit surprised. I definitely went through a lot of dirt. But I guess I have let the game run here for quite a while. I'm also over here working on sort of simplifying things. I know mixing pipes was definitely fun, but I don't necessarily want to do it. Some things I want to stop and not vent into space, like oxygen. I don't want to make more oxygen because only to blow it out of my base. But things that I don't have a use for, like a bunch of natural gas, then I can go ahead and get rid of that. Steam is another one that, if it's full, then I don't really want to pump more of it, sort of thing, so it doesn't sit here in the pipes. So I got to think about different gases and how that all works out. Alright, there we go. There's a mess of pipes. That should work out. Good luck, dupes. What I've basically done here is create a manifold that allows me to vent into one of 3 pipes. So I can constantly be venting 3 different types of gas at up to 1 kilogram per second. One of the issues I found when I only had 1 pipe is that even if I had... it only took 1 gas to back up the entire system, which could have been running at a very small amount. So I need a way to kind of stack gas on the way out so that there's always space to vent, if that makes sense. Because we're venting into space. Ha! Sorry. Alright, how am I doing on the liquid? Oh my gosh, look at all this water. It's everywhere. And it looks like the thermal nullifier is actually not cooling anything. Well, I mean, obviously it is cooling, but it isn't. It's not keeping up. This water right here is what I've been watching. A couple hours ago, it was 51 degrees Celsius. It's now 54.8. So, it's a warm one. All the way down here is my pipe system, and this is running, it's like my sewer system. It's running all the way over here for the fertilizer synthesizer, oil refineries, and it's also going to run water all the way down here for the oil wells. Glug glug blub blub. Which, by the way, have a lot of pumping to do because we got to get rid of all this polluted water, which we are going to use, which we're actually going to use to turn back into oil. So once I pump that stuff out of there, we will scrub it clean. So I should be able to put this here like that in a couple of pits. That's going to pump everything out, but I'm going to have to filter out the polluted water from the clean water, sorry, from the oil, and use one of these many pipes here. Which one? Aha! This one right here. Polluted water will go in here, and it will also go out here, which means it will go into one of these, be stored up, be scrubbed. Clean water will then come all the way back and go to the input here. Well, no, that's clean water. Well, that's polluted. I got the wrong... Uh-oh. Alright, so I need to build a filtering system. I'll do this number. Alright, so I'm going to have like a mixed amount of stuff coming in here. Maybe a little bit of polluted water and a little bit of oil. So I need to kind of filter this out. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually just going to do a series of liquid shutoffs. And then at the end of that, I'll have a buffer for the whole system, which will be just a liquid reservoir. So what I can do is get this thing to run pretty much continuous if it ever gets full. And then filter out polluted water from clean water. So if I have polluted water, then that's going to run into the synthesizers. Ooh, I think I found a pretty cool pattern. Check this out. So if I put a liquid pipe element sensor here, then I'm going to, if I detect the right stuff, then I'll turn the shutoff valve and run the liquid out. and I can put it into that tank right down here. I can actually take this same pattern and just repeat it all the way down the line. So I can actually filter stuff in line just like this. Ha! Alright, so I've just about got the liquid side of things starting to move. I've got polluted water in the pipe. So that is currently all the way over here. I'm actually starting to make a little bit of fertilizer out of this. So that's cool. This is putting out some heat, so I'm going to have to deal with the heat in this area. I was thinking about trying to just use the liquid that's flowing into the fertilizer synthesizers to take away the heat. And that might work. However, I might have to do something a little bit more aggressive. I do just have a lot of heat down here in this area. But we can see that the polluted water is coming in here, and it is getting picked up by this liquid shutoff. So I have a little bit of a buffer right there. And what I'll also be able to do here is bring in polluted water from another source if I want to. So I can do that. So the idea is that I can bring this in. It might be right around 95 degrees Celsius on the hot end. Which if I build everything out of steel down here, then I should be within operating temperature. Thus, how I could possibly wick away the heat by consuming the polluted water here. Not really an issue at the moment. Currently only at 48 degrees Celsius, but I'm, given enough time, that's definitely going to get a lot hotter. Once we get some crude oil moving in here, that will fill up this line. I'm also going to bring in crude oil from another source. Although I don't really think I have another source that I really have a need for another source, but I could bring it in here. Petroleum, however, will flow out right here. I also have a lot of power requirements down here, but there's a couple of good things I do have down here already. I already have natural gas, and I should have the petroleum out of here. So there's a good chance I could just take everything that's on the bottom end of this map down here instead of trying to run it all off of conductive wires or whatever. I can actually just kind of create my own power source. And then just not even worry about kind of bringing the high voltage down here. This is having issues, I think, mostly because I still have some of these wires hanging around. So I got to do that number and then deconstruct this. Boop. But yeah, we can see the polluted water. It's starting to move now. What is this crazy? Which means I'm starting to fill up that tank right there. I do have many tanks. I even have some more tanks that I haven't filled up yet. And then what I will do up here, once my dupes get around to it, is I'll take the salt water, run it through the desalinator. If that's cool, then that'll turn into water. I can actually take that same pipe in, and we can just run it right through there and run it into the water sieve. I don't need to do any sort of filtering here. This will actually work out just fine. You can just run it, just run it right past the machine. I will get this to work. Flow, gas. Come on, you can do it. Uh-oh. I'm just about full on polluted water. Oh well. I can go ahead and store up more of it. I should be able to suck it all in right there. Alright, so let's see how this works. I currently have carbon dioxide, and I don't have room for any more carbon dioxide or need for any more carbon dioxide. Same thing goes for steam. Let's say if this is above 4,000. Sorry, that's the wrong number. 4,000. There we go. Copy those settings. So now, aha! That's actually worked out pretty good. So I have a 2-to-1 sort of thing going on here. So each one kind of stacks up. The only thing about steam is obviously the main problem of it. It just gets too cold in the pipe and causes issues. I may not want to handle steam unless I absolutely have a need for it. Which we can take a look at here. If I want to go ahead and bring in steam, I should be able to see if I can go ahead and fill that engine up or not. Oh yeah, that's kicking my butt. Hey, why don't everything just get destroyed? Thank you. Thank you. Alright, I tell you what. Let's go ahead and just disable that. I didn't have this insulated all the way up, so it exploded right here. Which backed up everything, which caused it to explode everywhere. Oops. Ha! Okay, so now all I want to see is if I can actually go ahead and fill this rocket up without running a pipe all the way over here. That would be ideal. which means I want to go ahead and bring steam into this pipe here, which is probably going to explode. So we're going to prepare for this to just go horribly bad. So here we go. Come on, steam. 101 degrees Celsius. You're getting there. Come on, you can do it. This whole thing's going to explode. Oh, no. It doesn't automatically go in. Lame. And not good. Okay. We can go ahead and go with copper real quick. We'll vent that sucker out of here. And you know what? I think I'm done with steam. Although this does kind of highlight something, and that is what happens if we run into a situation where you need to handle liquid oxygen or liquid hydrogen. I can't necessarily do the same sort of storage techniques because I'd have this exact same problem. Oh, there you go, gas vent. And you're just throwing steam out there, but which is making it condensate and drip down onto everything, because you know what, it's in space, but it's not, it drips down just enough. By the way, you can see what I got going on up here. Some large cargo bays with, you guessed it, a humongous amount of solid rocket port unloaders, because hey, you know what, if I'm gonna do it for gas and liquid, I might as well do it for solids as well. Here's my enormous vending machine. Anything you want. You want a little fertilizer, you got that. Want some phosphorite, boom, no problem. Clothings, why not? Okay, maybe I'll skip on clothings. We don't really need that. Consumable ores, yes. I'm gonna need more ports. This here isn't even enough. Oh, I've made it to slime, but I still have all of this raw mineral to go, and then refined metal down here, which I'll probably unlock even more of them, by the way, once I get out there farther, and then all the seeds. But hey, since this is a big map, I should, by the time I get all the way over here, be able to filter out one of everything. Therefore, meaning if I have a giant vending machine, we can bring this back from whatever spot and or ship it out to wherever I want it to go. Anything and everything, all of the time. This is insane. All right, well, I've definitely made some good progress here. I think I'm about midway on this project. So, by my estimation, probably only another 40 hours and I'll have it. Or something. Oh, hey, we're actually starting to make progress on this again. Congratulations, dupes. Because I'm going to be here for a while. But yeah, you can definitely see where I'm going with this. This is going to be fun. I like it. The real question now is, where am I going to put all these conveyor chutes? Am I going to put it right there? Or am I going to put it... I'm going to think about that. Clearly, it's going to be a ginormous piece of construction that's going to take a while, but... Hey, so is everything at this point. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Ha! Queued up. I think what I'll end up doing is actually just putting solar panels above all of this, and then make a lot of this into window tiles, so that I can absorb all the power from, you know, the sun, and to run rockets, which I could probably absorb the thermal energy from if I really wanted to do all that. Oh, one final thing that I need to do down here, so that I don't end up flooding absolutely everything, is I do need to automate these doors so that my base does not flood. So, one more of those. That'll go right down here, and then a bunch of automation wire for both of these. That'll run down here, which will be a liquid tank. Sorry, a liquid hydrosensor. So if we go above a certain level, then we no longer want to let this stuff run. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, there we have it. So that automation wire right there will make sure that we don't flood everything else in the base, hopefully. But at any rate, that's all I got time for today. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this little episode here of Oxygen Not Included. Stay awesome, guys. Peace. Brothgar out.